shortly we are going to have a major tournament which will ensure that most players book their spot for the FIDE World Cup that will happen in October. Now, this tournament that's going to happen in the UAE features a lot of Indian superstars like Nihal Sareen, Leon Mendonca, Vantika Agarwal, and the likes of Padmini Rao. Then you've got Adivan Bhaskaran, all of these young Indian grandmasters who are looking to make it big. But there is one nation that might derail most of the aspirations of the Indian players. Again, which tournament did I mention? Asian Championships. But one country might derail it, and that is Russia. Russia is going to be part of the Asian Chess Federation. Yes, it isn't a fake news. It's actually true. Russia is part of the Asian Chess Federation. It is no longer part of the European Federation. Now, this tournament that's happening in Al Ain in the UAE, 35 Indian grandmasters will play in the Asian Individual Championships. This is for the FIDE Knockout World Cup berth. Now, there are slots allotted to continents. Players coming from a particular continent, depending upon the tournament that they play, they'll be allotted slots. Russia will now join the Asian Chess Federation, not Europe. It has kind of led to a boost in the number of slots. Initially, Asian players were given 8 slots. Now, with Russia's inclusion, it's just increased to 10. But why is Russia joining Asia? Why not Europe? Now, on this day, we are doing this particular video, but we already know the context of it. It has to do with a war. In 2023, Russia's Chess Federation shifted from the European Chess Union to the Asian Chess Federation in 2023 because of the war in Ukraine. Now, because of the war in Ukraine, Russia had strained relations with the Western European nations. And because several Western European nations decided to have sanctions against Russia, most of their visas of the Russian players would get revoked if they traveled to Europe. So that is why, in order to escape that ban, the Russian Chess Federation then decided, let's join Asia. And it was ratified. FIDE agreed to this. And that is why now several players will be feeling, non-Asians will be wondering, like, what the hell is going on? Why on earth would Russia come to Asia? In an interview with Times of India, Praveen Tipse, who was one of the early grandmasters in India, he mentioned, unfair on the Asian players, as Asian continental berths available to the non-Russians will be reduced due to the presence of the Russians. Now, Asian players are in a large number, but if the Russians come in now, it's a huge issue. FIDE tries to protect the interest of Russian players. That is what Praveen Tipse has alleged. That yes, FIDE is always wanting to protect Russia. And that is why they have allowed, okay, Russian Federation will be part of Asia. They can now participate in the Al Ain tournament and they can book their slot to the World Cup. Which means the likes of Leon Mendonca, the likes of Nihal Sareen, the likes of Vantika Agarwal, all of the others, they now have a big task because most of Russia's grandmasters and Russian players are all in the 2,600 ELO bracket. And that is why their chances of going into the World Cup become much tougher. Now, FIDE wants to protect Russia. It is no surprise. Russia have been the traditional superpower when you look at chess. Until the 90s, that nation was the most dominant superpower in chess. Now their dominance has ended thanks to likes of Vishwanathan Anand, Magnus Carlsen, Gukesh, all the others who have emerged like Hikaru Nakamura, Fabiano Caruana, Jan Nepomniachtchi. Although Nepomniachtchi still plays under the neutral flag, he can't play under the Russian flag in that sense. So, is Russia's inclusion in the Asian Federation unfair? Has it been done to bypass what has happened in Ukraine? You can write to us in the comments below. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.